today we might find out the gender of the baby. Every time I walk past it, to think that there's gonna be like a little person, like actually in this bed, the kicks that I felt like every evening and I couldn't feel them suddenly, and then I got like really worried and started to like Google like, is it normal to not suddenly feel like the baby's movements? But then I mean later in the evening I could feel the movements, but whew, yeah. Good morning from Portugal. We are here for a couple of weeks, staying at my parents' house, and today we are going to a fish market. All in all, I have a 5-minute project with me, which is maybe a tad bit overambitious for a 3-week-long trip, but 3 of them I'm fairly long progressed already with them. One is the wishbone sweater, which I'm gonna make the tutorial for. I've started just like the start of it, and then one I haven't started at all, but 3 projects I think totally doable.
Niin. Miettii vaan
just finished the first sleeve of my cable knit project, and I decided to go for like a really long cuff rib because I think that makes it look quite contemporary. So that was my vision the whole time, and I think when I'm gonna block it, because now I did some decreases here, but I think I'm gonna block it and stretch it out a little bit. I don't want it to be quite so balloony, but I really like it. I feel like my worries that it was going to be too small, the neckline, my assumption was correct. It does stretch out quite a bit because I'm using this Filcolana Arvetta Classic, and it has a little bit of nylon in it, which I find really nice because it means that it's going to be more durable, and it's very soft, so very excited. And yeah, I really like how it just fits overall, and it's a little bit kind of slouchy. And now I think I want a bit more of the pattern for the body, and then also an equally long hem here on the body, but it's really starting to come together. And I've been working on this for a long time. I feel like it's not been a super quick project, but that much more worth it. There is a crazy storm outside. I've never been in Portugal when it's been this stormy. It is raining. I think the wind is like something like 40 meters a second. So it's like proper storm. I am definitely staying inside and just knitting. Let me show you how far I've come.
There is a life I lead in this.
Good morning! We are back home in Finland. It is snowing outside, which, well, it is November in a few days, so, but I was not prepared for this. We are heading into the city, me and Yuki. There is something very exciting that is happening today. I am wearing my sorbet sweater. This is the one which has a long sleeve. It's so cold outside, so I figured wear something really fluffy and cozy today. Today is exactly, well, it's when? No. Today I am in week 21 plus 4 days, and that means that we have our second ultra scan that the government provides. So in Finland you get like 2 ultra scans, and today we might find out the gender of the baby, which is exciting. And I think will make it feel just more real. And yesterday was so funny because I've felt the baby's movements for a while now, but yesterday was the first time you could see it on my belly, and you even saw it as well. Like it was kicking in the same spot a few times. So yeah, everything is just starting to feel very much more real. Hello. I completely forgot to film anything after we had been to the ultrascan because, well, as you can imagine, it was a pretty epic moment, and it is a boy, which makes me so happy. And I mean, of course, it would have made me happy. It would have been a boy or a girl, but it's definitely something new. I have a sister myself, never had a brother, so definitely something new. I somehow had a feeling that maybe it's gonna be a boy. Like, we've had this nickname for the baby, which has been a boy's name, so somehow I pictured it to be a boy all the time, but now it just became so more real. I had a moment of being like, oh, I don't get to buy dresses, but that went over really quickly, and who knows, in the future maybe I will. But yeah, we're getting a little boy, which, I mean, my dad was so proud and just smiling because he's also just been surrounded by women, having my sister and me and my mother, and he also has a sister, so definitely something new. And well, now just need to wait for 4 more months to finally get to meet him. It's so crazy to think that right now the baby is approximately 450 grams, like almost half a kilo. Don't know what that is in US measurements, but like 27 centimeters. So what is that? That's like 4, 8, 9, 10 inches. So pretty big, and I can definitely feel my body also like getting bigger and heavier. I'm a little slower and more clumsy, but I don't know, it doesn't bother me. I'm soaking it up and just enjoying it. I am just editing the video where we went to the ultrascan to find out if it's a boy or a girl. I don't know. I mean, this is pregnancy hormones, but I don't know, just like hearing those little heartbeats, like at the moment when we're there, like everything is so overwhelming. So somehow it just feels like suddenly hit me, like there's an actual like person, a little boy inside my belly, and I don't know, it kind of feel like so silly, like tearing up on my editing my own video, but it just became so real and just so amazing and crazy. And yesterday when I got over here to Stockholm, and in the evening I couldn't feel the kicks that I felt every evening, and I couldn't feel them suddenly, and then I got really worried and started to Google is it normal to not suddenly feel the baby's movements. But then later in the evening I could feel the movements, but I feel also now it's a few more weeks until I'm in the last trimester and my belly's getting bigger. I can feel the baby more, and also maybe in the beginning I was pretty worried, but then it's been I feel quite smooth sailing. I've been fairly relaxed a few the last month or so, but now I can again start to feel also the whole idea of having to give or having to getting to. Of course it's a blessing, but at the same time it's a little scary, giving birth. And all those things, and realizing how my life will change. This is probably the last time I'm gonna be able to visit my sister here, or be able. I shouldn't say that. Okay, of course life is changing and some things I'm kind of giving up, but of course I don't know what I'm getting instead, and I'm sure it's gonna be so many amazing things that I haven't even been able to imagine. But it really hit me. Hit me hard. Just hearing those little heartbeats in there. Yeah. No, I'm tearing up again. That's so silly. But it's just, I don't know. I'm also feeling so lucky and grateful. I'm almost scared that something bad will happen. When things go too well, then you start to feel when Yuki just goes to the store with his bicycle or with the car, I'm starting to imagine all the bad things that could happen. I don't know. I'm sure it's hormones as well. Whew. Yeah. Today I am officially in my 6th month of pregnancy, and time, last month, it has just flown by. It's insane, and my belly has grown quite a bit, and I'm definitely starting to feel it more physically, that I'm bigger and that I have this bump. It's so funny, in the morning I sometimes forget, and then I sit up in bed and I'm oh, what is this? It's oh yeah, I have this belly and it's still here. But yeah, things are going quickly, and there's still a lot of things that need to be prepared, and I have a lot of projects that I still want to finish before the baby gets here. Mulla astma.
Onko?
Oh!
Onks tyyty?
On! Joo, en mä tiedä, ei varmaan kukaan ikinä maailman historiassa ollut tyytyväinen siitä, että saa astmadiagnoosin. No mä vihdoin saa jotain, mä en yskis niin paljon. Niin ne yrittää soittaa iltapäivä uudestaan. Ja mä olin ihan vaan, yes! Oikeinhan sen periaatteessa mikä hyvä asia, mutta se olisi ainakin jotain apua.
Toiselta tulee se vetskari.
Ai. Oh my god, should really vacuum the floors.
Tulee ne nauhat.
Oi, ku hieno. Tossa tulee tosi hieno. Hello. Today's Friday, and to be honest, I had a so-so day. Woke up feeling just really meh. I don't know, a little bit stressed about work, I think, because I'm trying to cram in a lot before the baby arrives. That I'm putting myself through a bit of stress or pressure. I'm also have this big workshop that I'm holding on Monday, which I'm super excited about. I'm doing it in partnership with Squarespace, and I think it's gonna be super great, but it's also required quite a lot of work. And at the same time, I have a knit pattern, the cinema sweater. It's coming out this weekend, so I've been preparing the tutorial and the pattern in many different languages, so there's just like a lot of work, and normally it would be fine, but I think because I'm just not maybe able to do as much as I normally am, so I've been feeling a little overwhelmed, but luckily I managed to turn it around. I had a little self-pity party moment in the morning. I was just lying in bed, and like at around noon is when I really sat down at my laptop and actually started like doing stuff. and it is raining outside, but I kind of just feel like staying home. But we are meeting with some knitting friends, so I'm heading into the city. First I thought like, oh, maybe I should just cancel, don't feel like it, I don't have energy. But then Yuki very wisely said that, you know, in the future, soon maybe I won't be able to do so much of my kind of like own things. So maybe it's good. And I mean, it always gives so much energy, and I can do things. I can work a little bit in the weekend. Or a little bit, it's probably gonna be quite a lot. But that's fine. I mean, when you've been working for yourself many years, like I have, weekdays, weekends, like I don't actually mind working during the weekends. Actually, I find, because then you don't like get emails and stuff. So I actually find sometimes it's more relaxing because then I can focus better. I know that I don't like nobody's assuming that I will respond, so I can do like creative work and stuff instead. So yeah, but definitely been a little bit of a challenging day today. I also finally went on the trend. I bought these serums from The Ordinary, which I've heard a lot about, but I've never actually tried them, but it's very fascinating. And I do quite like it. This is the hyaluronic acid serum. I'm not sure if I'm using it the correct way, but my skin is very dry, so I need a little bit of serum. Another thing I've been struggling with this week is that I've had to like force myself a little bit to finish a few knit projects. The cinema sweater project, I decided to do 2 extra samples. So I did one in dark blue, but then I realized for the tutorial, a dark yarn is not so good because you can't see anything. So then I made another one, and I love them both. I finally finished them, but I did feel like I had to force it a little bit. Like I wanted to knit other things, but then I knew like, no, I have to get these first done. Can't just start other things all the time. So then it started to feel like, you know, you're just kind of performing and you're just like, have to do things. And with knitting, I feel like always a balance because I love knitting, but when you do it for a living, like finding the balance between kind of like relaxing knitting and like for work, like sometimes you kind of have to push yourself a little bit to finish something, and then of course it will feel nice in the end, and it's not like, I mean, it's like a horrible thing. It's very relaxing and fun, but still, just like knitting those sleeves was just like, just want to get them ready. So now I just cast on a pink, it's gonna be like a cable vest that I'm very excited about. I also have a lot of other projects, but I feel very excited to go back to them now and knit some cables, because now I've been knitting a lot of stockinette stitch. This week Yuki has been doing a lot of home improvements. We got this really gorgeous light. It still needs to like hoisting up in the ceiling. I don't know, he needs to like fix something. And we have the baby bed that we got from some friends, and it's just so crazy every time I walk past it to think that there's gonna be like a little person like actually in this bed just like 4 and a half or 4 months from now. It just makes it so more real. And I think lately I've had a few moments of like realizing that, you know, it took a long time to finally get pregnant, and I'm really enjoying it, but to realize that, you know, after pregnancy there's actually a baby and a person that is coming. So every once in a while I get a little bit like that hits me and becomes very real, because now it's just like nice and see like how the bump is growing. So yeah, it's like mixed emotions, mostly very positive ones, but sometimes a little bit also scary, which I think is totally normal. Of course, as always, I have a bag of so much stuff. I have two knit projects with me. I have my laptop if I need to work a little bit, and I don't know, a lot of stuff. Nej, Angie. Ta-da! I was just talking to a friend yesterday about how, oh no, look who's Kika. Yeah, niin.
It's not good at escaping.
No, it's so slow. I was just talking to a friend how the weather and the fact that it's so dark in Finland from like, well, basically November until March, almost April. And I can definitely also feel it too, like just energy-wise, because when you have sunshine, you feel like going outside and just getting fresh air. But when it's this kind of weather, I mean, it's cozy because you need, of course. Oh, who is coming here again? I think Vinko is trying to come out. The publisher that I made my knitting book with, they have a little cozy Christmas corner in a bookshop here in Helsinki, so that's where I'm gonna go now. I also heard that the second edition of my book is actually been sold out. What are these shouting, these guys? So they are now in the third edition, which is very, very exciting and very cool, I think. Home now to my parents. Well, not my home anymore, but my childhood home to my parents. It was really nice. I met with Sari and Suvi, who both I've met through knitting, and they've become like really good friends, and it's so nice to finally have friends who do kind of like professional friends, because that's something I didn't have for a long time. Really after I kind of left dancing and did the kind of influencing and like photography thing and lived abroad, I struggled to kind of find a community, so it's just really nice. It is still raining, drizzling a little bit. I just went to pick up a very exciting book that I ordered online. It's Norwegian, but since my mother tongue is Swedish, I think I can still manage, and I ordered it to get some inspiration for a project that I'm thinking about doing. And I don't know, books are just so nice. You can never have too many books, especially like crafting books, so excited to go home to my parents, eat something, chat with my mom, who at the moment, since I'm pregnant, she does call me every day, but it's really nice. It's also nice to kind of get closer to her own mom and get to, I mean, I've talked and asked her a lot about like her pregnancies and things, so enjoying this time, definitely. But now I think I need to put up my umbrella. Oh yeah, I also forgot to show you, I am wearing my new cinnamon sweater. Ta-da! I really love, I used one strand of hand-dyed yarn from Madeline Tosh with one strand brushed alpaca silk, and I really, really love it. It's so non-itchy, has little speckles, and just a perfect everyday knit. Ja, är du med med din rock på? Nice! Jag har beställt en sån här bok med broderier. Jag tänkte att det skulle bli lite inspirerat. Men på norska.
På norska?
Ja. Varifrån får jag mina handarbetsgener? Vad är liksom, du försöker få bort luft?
Nu dammsuger jag bara bort överflödigt du. Liksom mer hela tiden.
Do it yourself.
Do it yourself. Make it look like yourself.
Det är ganska bra nu. Är det här allt som du har tagit ut ur den? Wow. We just had some dinner. Now I'm sitting here. I'm working on. I started this pink vest project. I suddenly felt like I really want to do like cable knit, and I've been wanting to knit a vest for such a long time. And then I actually saw a picture on Instagram of a girl, like she had a knitted pink vest. So that's why I got the idea to have it in pink. Now I just realized one of my cables I accidentally twisted it the wrong way, so I'm gonna unravel and try to fix that. I'm probably gonna spend the rest of the evening just knitting. Here is where I have done the mistake. Good morning and happy Saturday. I am on my way to meet Yuki. We're gonna go have some lunch here in it's called Hakaniemen Halli. It's like this old like food market. I don't know what you call it in English. And then probably gonna ask him to take some photos of my new sweater so I can add that to the pattern, the cinema sweater that I'm gonna be releasing the tutorial and the pattern for tomorrow. So that's very exciting. Mitä sun tekee mieli? Onko sulla jotain tiettyä? Jungi! Sillä pitäisi olla semmoset. I dragged Yuki to some baby clothes shopping because I don't know, it's really hard to assess how much baby clothes you actually need, and especially because babies grow so quickly, and I've heard that you probably don't need as much or so much, especially for like newborns, because they grow so quickly. But when they grow, I mean, I'm thinking that you kind of need to have the next size already, and of course you can go to like shops then as well, but probably it's gonna be harder. So I'm just trying to prepare and have like of the first sizes, like a couple of like these bodies and little trousers in a few sizes, and also like allowing myself to buy some things and kind of properly be nesting. Always when we are in the grocery store with Yuki, he goes through everything, reads every label, and I'm more like, get in, get out. But no, this man ponders.
These are the remaining two candidates for the olive oil at the moment.
How long have you been here? 10 minutes at least?
Yep.
50 minutes?
Well, I've been reading words from how it's cold pressed, what has the visual look for a kitchen. It needs to check many boxes.
I don't care, like olive oil is olive oil. Just, you know, take one. Not the cheapest, not the most expensive one.
Which one of these? Picking and cold pressing within 24 hours. And then...
So funny, we're in the grocery store, and then at the cashier I saw that the girl who was there, she was kind of looking at me a little bit, and then just as I was paying, she said, oh, I recognize you, I'm just working on your salty day sweater. And it's so funny, it's happened a couple of times now, like in yarn shops. Sometimes people do recognize me, which is always super nice, when somebody comes up and chats with me. And then now a couple of times it's also happened like just out in the regular world, and I don't know, it always just feels so crazy to me that in the most unexpected places you can find like other knitters and connect, and I always really like when people come and say hi. It just always makes me feel like very humble, but also just so glad to see that like the things that I do actually kind of resonate, and that people are, you know, hopefully enjoying my videos and knits. So yeah, made me feel really good, and it's always just nice. Okay, now need to find the car. I have no idea where we parked it.